I just want to take some time to acknowledge that Atlus is on fire. Maybe you didn't get the memo, but I'm here to let you know they've been on fire for a minute now. Yes, Final Fantasy XVI just came out recently. I can't wait to play more of that after I finish this video. And yes, Starfield, I can't wait for that game to come out. But let's put some respect on Atlus. They've been doing their thing for a minute, and they have had very few misses. That's what this video is about. I just want to give them some love and praise. And no intro this time, so we're just jumping right in. I am Ryofu, and this is the Gaming Harbinger. I talk about video game news, I talk about anime news. Sometimes we do reviews on both, and occasionally I cover anime conventions. If that sounds remotely interesting to you, please consider subscribing. So 4 or 5 years ago, did you guys already forget that people were whining and crying about Persona 4 not being available on current gen consoles, not being on PC? Then it finally happened. Same thing with Persona 5. Why isn't it on the Switch? Why isn't it on the Switch? It took a while. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It took a minute, but it did come to fruition. And I think people forget so easily. I kind of remember in 2020, 13 Sentinels came out, and first of all, shout out to Vanillaware. They always do their thing. They always have this juxtaposition of like zany, wacky storytelling to this beautiful, like artsy anime style that I love. I don't know how to describe it. How do you describe this art style? I have no idea, but it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Then in 2021, we got Shin Megami Tensei 5, which got solid reviews, but it took a while, but eventually it hit 1 million units. And in case you're not aware, this is the highest selling Shin Megami game to date. So there's just been a growth in all of their series across the board, just a growth in sales, a growth in people recognizing their brand. In 2022, we even got a sequel to Soul Hackers. And I'll be honest with you, okay, I'm gonna admit, this isn't like hitting it out the ballpark, so to speak. But again, still kudos to them for going back to something that was way in the late 90s and making a sequel to it, just trying and experimenting with things. So I don't have anything negative to say about Soul Hackers 2. And then very recently, the 3 original Etrian Odyssey titles got remastered, which is very cool. And I'm not gonna like try to fluff this out. Okay, so the pricing, it's ridiculous. I won't argue with that. I'm just glad that it happened and we're able to play these. And also, not cool that there wasn't a physical release, but you can't win them all. But the bottom line is that we're still getting to enjoy more Etrian Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch, and that's just a win for me. I fell in love with this series, Etrian Odyssey 4, and it really captivated me because, I mean, the whole dungeon crawling aspect, it's just something, for me, like, I guess you could say requires a little bit of imagination, and then just mapping out everything. It sounds like it's more work and not necessarily fun, but you find fun and reward within that. It's hard to explain. I really don't know how to articulate this, but I just have an appreciation, and especially a series like this that is very under the radar. I would like to show it some more love. So who knows? Maybe I'll make a video in the future. Going back to what I said earlier, they've been improving their catalog just steady over time, gradually growing the fan base, gradually selling more and more units. And now we're at a point where we get Persona 3 Reloaded and a new IP. So first of all, Persona 3 is one of my favorite Personas, and I am super hyped for this. Let's talk about some of the negatives. Of course, some fans are not happy that this is being made around the base game. And unfortunately, it won't have FES stuff. It won't have the female main character. But I have a hunch that I would not be shocked one bit if in 2025 they decide, guess what, guys, we're gonna have the Persona 3 Reloaded Plus edition available where you get all of that stuff. Unfortunately, this is one of those things that Atlus is guilty of. They're just guilty of copying that old school fighting game manual where it's like, okay, we're going to come out with the base game and then we're going to add a few things here and there, and then ta-da, now we're going to sell the game all over again at full price, or maybe $10 cheaper. Maybe we're feeling nice. We're going to knock off $10 for you. And Metaphor Refantazio, like, son, it just looks killer. Like, that art style is amazing. Just, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like. Like, the aesthetic is just, man, and it's fantasy based, just really fantastical, really wild and crazy art designs. I really dig it. Leaning more into that Shin Megami vibe. I mean, I don't know if everyone else will agree with me on that, but to me, leaning more in the Shin Megami realm. Yeah, there's a demographic of people that when another Persona spinoff comes out, they're like, oh great, I'm Persona 4 out, or I'm Persona 5'd out. And now we have a brand new IP to support, a brand new IP to look forward to. And now is the time, really. Now is the moment where it's like, okay, we have this new IP. I hope people check this out, because this kind of shows that Atlus still wants to do their thing. They still want to have their style. And they really love eating off of Persona. I'm not going to front on that, but I do appreciate that they're still willing to take chances. They still are willing to have like crazy, zany characters and just go all in. I really appreciate that. And I mean, just over the course of time, like I said, it's been more than several years that they have had hit after hit after hit. And granted, I get that not everyone appreciates their aesthetic and everything, but I think we just need to give credit where credit is due. Like, yeah, there's little things here and there where, yeah, you're gonna, if you buy the base game and then all of a sudden they add some more content and then they re-release the game and then it's full price. Okay, I'm not cool with that stuff either. But let's just put it this way. The games they release, like 9 times out of 10, they are solid. 9 times out of 10, they're amazing. And I couldn't be happier that we're finally at a place where they're releasing multiple versions out on different consoles, on PC. I feel like they're in a good place right now. They're feeling themselves. They're knowing like, okay, we have a strong fan base. It's not just people talking like, oh, it'd be nice if we could play Persona on PC. Now they know people are putting their money where their mouth is. Like I said, some minor complaints here and there. But regardless, you know, it's a good time. And I just wanted to shout them out. And I'll be honest with you, I just wanted a reason to talk about Metaphor Refantazio, because I don't know, is it just me? That game looks amazing to me. I really look forward to checking it out. I really look forward to Persona 3 Reloaded. I mean, what else more is there to say? I can't wait for that. And that's really all I have for this video. It was just a moment to talk about those 2 games. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe talk a little bit about Etri and Odyssey, but really, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because, and also I want to say this. Because I've noticed that there's been some people, you know, the bigger YouTubers and stuff, that there's some people that are really dismissive. Like when they see Persona, they just go back and now let's talk 40 freaking minutes about Starfield. I love Starfield. I look forward to that. But I just also want to acknowledge that, yeah, let's give some shine to Atlus. They've been doing their thing for a minute. You know, they've expanded. You know, they're on multiple platforms now. Come on, give them their flowers. That's what maybe this video is about, I guess. I don't know. I'm all over the place. But anyways, I appreciate you watching the video to the very end, and I will see you next time.